Good. Oh.
You alright?
Yeah. Good.
Where have you been?
On the loo.
On the loo?
Yeah.
It's been 6 months.
6?
About 6, yeah. It was February, we were meant to be recording. You said, I'll be back in a minute. And now here we are.
That's about right.
Is it?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Well, I mean, it takes a long time to do anything in Old Tomish. And I never do anything unless it's worth taking a long time to do.
Right.
Yeah.
6 months.
6 months.
6 months.
6 months bathroom.
Tom, 6 months?
Yeah.
They've been waiting for this sketch for 6 months.
Yeah.
And we're going with You Were in the Loo.
Yeah.
Is that...
Could work.
Could it?
Could work.
Is it enough? Aren't they going to... What if they kick off?
No, they won't kick off. They'll just write some comments.
Is there any way we can make it any better?
Maybe we could make it a self-aware sketch where we know they know it's a rubbish sketch.
So we know it's a sketch.
Yeah.
And they know it's a sketch.
They know it's a sketch.
And we know they know.
Yeah.
Could that work?
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Strategy Valve Gamers, to another GBHL YouTube video. You're here with your host GBHL Damian.
And GBHL Tom.
And we are here with episode 82 of
The
Palantir. Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
It's as if we haven't been gone.
I know. We've had the standard 6 month break between episodes 81 and 82.
Without a mention that we will be gone for 6 months.
Absolutely. There's probably not a lot of YouTube shows you've watched that have got to 82 episodes, but the standard in the industry is to have a 6 month gap between episodes 81 and 82.
Yeah.
We're back!
We're back!
Once again.
With the Renegade Master.
With the Renegade Master. Yeah. That was his name. Renegade the Grey. We are back, and here we are on the sofa doing the Palantir. Tom.
Yep.
Where have you been, love?
On the toilet.
On the toilet, indeed.
6 months of some great prattle off the sofa, but now we're back on the sofa.
We're back on the sofa. I had a baby.
Baby.
Weird. Might go and check on her. You worked a lot more.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Working,
standard. It's always the same. 6 months, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So don't worry about that. He's not any more chatting. So what are you going to do? A chat show? Who do you want to get? Harrison? Why? I don't know. I'll make it tricky for myself. But we are sorry we've been away. We didn't plan it.
No, he's not planned it.
We're going to we'll fill you in on all sorts in a future instalment,
Yeah.
and I know you're terrified to hear that. But
In
we
6
think,
months.
yeah, we think we're back-ish.
Ish.
We don't know. Our lives have changed. Is the honest truth of the matter. I think I've said this to a few people. I genuinely believe we missed more of the Palantir because of your work than my daughter.
Maybe.
Do you think that's fair? Like
Potentially.
like Tom's been working really hard, like properly, like stressed and stuff. So it has been tough. But we are here, and we think we'll be here going forward.
Mm-hmm.
But
before we do,
yeah,
tea.
tea.
Yeah.
What do we do with that?
Drink it. Chink it.
Tea, drink it, chink it. Tea.
Oh, Tito's, who the hell are we giving that to?
No, as I said, we're skipping. I was going to mention how we were skipping the normal formalities for today, but
Okay.
you've plunged into a normal
I
formality.
just wanted some tea. That's all I wanted.
You did this. You started this.
Well,
You better.
why don't we give the tea to...
We should. You're absolutely right. So our tea toast, which is going to completely mess with everything when we go back to our old tea toast, is going to
Andrew Brock.
and Garrett Pogsman, who got us these. Oh god, it's full of tea. It's full of tea.
That lady show. Oh, it's going everywhere.
Check it out. It's Toronto. You got the Canada one, right?
Canada.
Oh, Canada.
These are the Starbucks.
And so you've got...
What's it called? You Are Here.
It's called Canada.
Collection.
So, on my Canada mug here, kind
Toronto
gift.
one.
Toronto mug. We've got all the big things from Toronto. So we've got the CN Tower there. We've got the other Toronto building. We've got the Toronto Church. Toronto Clouds. All the hits from Toronto there. What have you got?
I have got some Canada stuff. Maple leaf.
Maple leaf.
Yeah, strong maple leaf.
Is that a dildo?
Yeah. That is.
Mountie hat.
Yeah.
So you've got the easy one.
Yeah. Is there an A on here?
That's the Canadian Houses of Parliament.
Oh, okay.
True story.
Mm.
That's the Canadian tree up. But he'll show them.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, I know.
You've just burnt
I've just
yourself
been
doing
up there.
this. Oh, look at
Check
this.
it out.
So Canada.
Such Canada very well. So these lovely mugs.
Don't call us a bigot on this show.
These lovely mugs were donated by a lovely, lovely Canadian friend.
You have donated.
Yeah. I live on donations. Andrew and Garrett, who were over with us. More on that in a minute.
Yeah. We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to that. We think the Palantir is back in some form or the other. The truth is some form. The truth is it's almost certainly not going to be weekly.
We did that right at the start.
We did do that.
Okay.
Yeah. This is cracking.
That is the key thing.
I can't wait till you get to game 7.
You're in for a treat.
It's almost certainly not going to be weekly, is the truth. But we think, I don't know, possibly fortnightly or something. But
for Americans, that's every 2 weeks.
Yeah, it is, because they don't know what a fortnight is. I don't mean that in an offensive way, but fortnight doesn't travel across the Atlantic.
Mm.
True story.
I'm sure the Canadians will get it though.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, that's still really hot. But yeah, so we hope, thank you for all the kind comments. People have said lots to us at events and stuff about missing the show, which is very, very sweet. But we are back, certainly for this week. Hopefully next week. But what we're going to do is, as you've probably seen in the title below, we're focusing on Ardacon. And so, because it's going to be a long video chatting about that, we're going to eschew the normal formalities. So
the normal 6 months ago
formalities.
We're
actually going to talk about Lord of the Rings and SBG. So we're not doing what we normally do on the show.
Hang on about data rail.
Data rail section.
There you go.
So, in the next episode, in 2023, we will return to trivia, return to 50-point bat reps, return to Hot Point Aquarius section.
Return to the normal tea toast.
The normal tea toast and all those sort of things. We will catch up. We will.
50-point bat rep.
I just said that. This was mere seconds ago. We will honour all those comments and stuff, but we don't think we've got enough space to do it, and the catch up and stuff, and also show you a few other bits and bobs. But what we thought we'd do here, the key topic, the big topic to talk about, is Ardacon.
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 Small event.
Small event. Most of you won't have heard of it. Thought we'd give it some promotion. Yeah. Needs it. It. Ardacon was, of course, Ardacon SBG International
2017, because it's happened before.
Yeah, because it happened this year. That's why I called it that, wasn't it? I think.
That's strong. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I thought it was just a series of, I thought it was the postcode or something.
I thought it was after that many people. Add one more each year. That's the goal.
That's not exponential growth, is it? But yes, Ardacon, it just happened. It happened 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. So yeah, Ardacon was in Manchester and is a big 3-day event. Kind of convention / tournament, all rolled into one. So run primarily by James Clark, obviously of the GBHL podcast, but this time in glorious news he had some great helpers along the way.
He did, indeed. Had a whole events team.
Yeah, which was cool, and they had their own little events events team shirts, which
Polos.
is nice. Yeah.
Events, not the only ones. We have
Yeah.
our own Wanderers in the Wild. Sorry, more on them later.
Yeah. Well, sorry, what did you say then?
Wanderers in the Wild.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously the second year James has run it.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought we'd spend this episode talking through our own experiences. We're going to tell you about our games in a very exciting new manner to make this video bearable.
James Long, take note.
Yeah, James. No, we couldn't have James Long in there. James Long. I mean, I don't call him that for no reason, do they? I mean, it's not. I don't mean it. It's not. It's because he spends a long time talking about his games, right? That's what.
How long did you think about that?
That's what she said. So we're going to talk you through our own experiences.
Yeah.
And yeah, so myself and Tom, we are part of a team.
Mm.
What's our team?
Team Palantir.
Yeah. The other one?
Team Wanderers in the Wild.
Indeed.
Yeah.
This is the second year the Wanderers in the Wild rocked up to Ardacon.
Yeah. So why are we called Wanderers in the Wild, Damian?
We were called the Wanderers in the Wild, Damian, because I don't know why we added Damian on. But we were the Wanderers in the Wild because I think when we set the team up last year, I honestly can't even remember how it started, really. But me and you didn't have a team, and then maybe Jamie and Adam, I seem to think, were also looking for a team.
Maybe.
That feels about right.
Or maybe Jamie and Harry.
Maybe. Can't remember. But all from all over the place. And at the time, certainly in the old Battle 5 Army supplement, there was the Wanderers in the Wild Army list, which was a bunch of people brought from different places come together. So we formed a team primarily to offer some good-natured competition to Team Knots, which is obviously a team that comes out of Nottingham, consisting of the, I guess, most successful competitive players in the country. Is that fair to say? That sort of thing. So that was the hope. And then we were joined by, as I said, it was myself and Tom, Jamie Giblin, Harry Moore.
Yeah, who couldn't make it this year.
Couldn't make it this year. Adam Choke, Callum Edens, Mark Stone, and Will Champion.
Yeah.
Those were our 8 last year.
And Will, in great news, could make it this year when he wasn't looking like it earlier.
Indeed. And what was
and
really...
check out his review of Ardacon on the
Ripon City War Games. Yeah. Absolutely.
It's very good.
And what was really nice for us was we had a great time last year. We did really well. We came... Oh, God, the door's shut. I can't get it. We came 3rd in the team championships last year, and we got bronze. And what was lovely was that our team... Well, there was a couple of possibilities, but our team stayed the same. So Harry couldn't make it because he was at our wedding, but we didn't replace him. Essentially, we kept the same 7 things, and Harry's even got his...
Different polos last year, though.
Different polos, obviously.
Green last time.
Yeah. And Harry's even got his polo this year, so I think we're locked in now. We've got our 8. So that was the Wanderers in the Wild, and we obviously went off to be part of the team championships, which was lots of fun. So, where did our Ardacon journey begin?
We drove up on the Thursday because it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event, and we needed to take the scenery.
The scenery, you say,
scenery for the magazine, which we'll come on to, I'm sure. But anyway, you
very good.
Picked me up, and then off we toddled, just us two.
We did. We made the trip up to Manchester a bit later than expected.
Yeah.
About 4-ish, 5-ish.
Yeah, which helped in a way in that you could pick up some printed stuff.
Oh, some magazines?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some last minute issue 1s delivered, didn't we?
And I was doing work.
You were doing work, indeed. So we made the drive up and got to the Mercure, Manchester, Piccadilly, and other names as well.
Yeah.
Hotel, which is a lovely hotel, same place it was last year.
And
the hotel hasn't moved.
And Lily's
That's
parents,
funnier than that.
That is it. Not really. And Lily's parents brought the other half of the scenery.
Yeah, because they're
glorious.
They're as
glorious.
Lovely, shall we say, as Lily. But yeah, so we had to bring up Dale. I'll have potentially more on that later. So we had 2 squares of Dale in the car, and Lily's parents drove the other 2 up. They were going north anyway, it's probably worth saying. So yeah, we got there late Thursday. Unpacked all our stuff, got to go into the convention room, and immediately, much better than the year before, because we strolled in on the Thursday evening at 8 o'clock.
It was all set.
Whole room was set up. And I very much remember getting there on the Friday
Yeah.
evening, and nothing was set
No.
off last year. So huge kudos to the events team already for that. That was great. Set up our Dale board. We keep saying this to come back to.
Yeah.
Are we there, or are we still coming back to it?
No, come back to it.
Come back to it, lovely. Set that up and then head into the bar,
Yeah.
I believe.
Had some food.
Had some food, met some old friends. Realised that people like Ed and Jay I hadn't seen in nearly a year, I think. GT, February.
Yeah.
More like 6 months. It felt like a very long time, so that's cool. Met some cool new people. Andrew Cox, the Bulgarian legend. Is it Bulgarian? I keep second guessing myself between Bulgarian and Hungarian.
It's definitely
Bulgarian, I know. And we had a bit of dinner at the bar. Lovely. And
Slept.
slept.
Yeah. Then on to Friday, and Friday the format was Chaos and Arda, which we'll talk about, kind of an ice-breaking game, and then doubles.
Yeah, indeed.
For
Doubles.
Had a fit partner.
Did you?
Doubles,
yeah,
yeah.
you did. Yeah, you did. Mine, no good. Rotten throughout. It's just awful. But it's good for you. It must be nice.
Yeah,
for you.
it's nice.
Yeah, really put me off. So Chaos and Arda. So this is the first of our match reports. How much are we doing for Chaos and Arda?
A minute.
A minute.
Yeah.
All right.
Enjoy.
So you can't do. I think 2 for Chaos and Arda.
1.
1. All right. So this is how we're
You
gonna.
can tell them what Chaos in Arda is outside of the minute.
All right. Okay. So what the hell we're banging on about is to get through this video. We decided that our match reviews, we're going to have 1 minute for our game reviews for our singles. That way we'll get through all our game reviews without this becoming intolerable. Could also be quite fun. Chaos and Arda, originally written, I believe, by Devon, but certainly by the DCHL. Icebreaker event where the whole room split up into tables of 4 people and you all play against each other and you have a deck full of objective cards to try, and you get dealt 3 cards a turn. You have to try and achieve them. Really good fun, all very light-hearted. What did you bring for Chaos and Arda?
Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli. 3 hunters.
Cool. It's 400 points.
Yeah, Isildur's there to bump it.
Nice. And I had a Gundabad captain, trolling with Trollface, the Gundabad troll, Stumpy McStumpton of Stumptown. Thank you very much to Adam for lending
Troll
me
brute to anyone else.
that. Yeah, Troll Brute, what's that? And 2 ogres, so I had 4 big beasties. With my basic thinking being, I can't possibly win this. You got to grab objectives, but I wanted to have a lot of fun smashing people up and jumping up and down on people.
You have 1 minute.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
I played against Andreas, the Norwegian Viking, and Joe Holzman and Ben Pearson. I made an alliance immediately with Andreas because he also had Azog and Bolg, so it was a Gundabad alliance against some Lake Town Nine Hills. Joe brought his ballista on next to my monsters, and I said, I'll make a deal with you, I won't smash this and destroy it if you promise not to shoot me through the entire game. He said, alright, because that way he gets to play with his toys. So I then ran off while he shot everything else. And I kind of jumped up and down on a bunch of stuff. Lots of fun. Stumpy Crush, Trolley Crush, lovely. Good fun times. Left his ballista well alone. Ballista kept firing, did like direct hits on Azog a few times while Andreas was screaming. And picking up a few objectives here and there. And it turned out that the monsters were actually pretty good because at that points level there's very little that can deal with them. And me and Andreas couldn't touch each other because we'd agreed not to. And in the end I actually managed to do really well and end up getting enough VPs to win the table by myself with 9 VPs, I believe. So I won. There we go.
Good work.
Thank you very much. On the game or the minute?
On the minute.
And yeah, won the game, so as my prize I got to keep the deck of cards, which is cool. Really, really good fun. Really enjoyed it. 3 great guys. Heartily recommend meeting them.
And playing Chaos and
playing Chaos and Arda with them.
Very good.
Yourself?
Cool. Well, I played against Scott Johnson, Bradley Cobden and Martin Seed. And Scott had brought Isengard with Lurtz. Bradley had brought Elves with Arwen. And Martin had brought Isengard Scouts. I came on with 3 hunters, was ambushed by Scott. We had a bit of a scrap. And Bradley also kind of came around the other side of Scott. So we all fought whilst Martin's scouts all ran across the broad towards us. Aragorn
Halfway.
Oh god.
Oh, no.
Aragorn Legolas and Gimli smashed everything up. all of Isengard dead, all of Elves dead. Martin comes over against the 3 hunters. 3 hunters smash everything up.
Yeah.
3 hunters all survive. Everything else on the board is dead.
Really?
I get something like 13 objectives. Aragorn, Legacy, and Gimli are amazing. Killed everything.
You got 10 seconds.
Have I? Aragorn fought Arwen in a cool little matchup. Aragorn didn't care, killed Arwen.
Abusive relationship.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
Shut up. Cool, that works.
Yeah.
Good format.
Well, I kind of was slow to 30. Bang it all out between 30 and 10
absolutely.
and then just waffle for
Like
the last
so
10
many
seconds.
things in life. So
Love it.
so you won as well.
Yeah.
Great early victories
Great
for
success.
the Wanderers in the Wild. Sorry,
Yeah.
the Wanderers in the Wild.
Great success.
And you got to keep your cards, which was great. Good fun.
Yeah, great fun.
Great fun, really enjoyed it. Nice way to start. Much, again, already, you'll see this as a theme, I think, spoilers. Much better format.
Should say 1-turn lurts with Gimli. Boom.
That's
6-6-5 to wound.
60 probability.
Let's not go there.
But really good fun. Nice way to start Friday morning. What else are we doing on Friday?
Selling.
Yeah, selling.
Yeah.
Taking donations towards.
Yeah, magazine.
Magazine. A huge part of our Ardacon experience was our new baby. SBG Magazine issue 5.
Yeah.
So we attempted to move hell and high water to get it ready, and we just about did it. It was incredibly close. We had
put in a great last shift.
Yeah, that big weekend 2 weeks before
Mhm.
the deadline was really, really good when we were live blogging. We managed to get it done, and we got the print. I think when did the magazines arrive? The Tuesday. I think the magazines arrived on the Tuesday from the printers, and we headed up on the Thursday. So
That's
really,
pretty
really
good.
close. Looks pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's all right, isn't it? So we had it all there, which was really exciting for us. We always like to launch it at a big event and kind of chat to people about it. As we've mentioned, we brought Rick Fry's incredible Dale board along. Sound spread, is it? It really is stunning to behold, and I thought it was awesome for Rick essentially to have that board there, because lots of people came over and picked up the magazine, which was great, but more people were kind of crowding around his incredible board and just staring at it, and it was a thing of true beauty, absolutely wonderful.
Dale.
Dale, such gorgeous Dale.
Yeah.
Really exciting for us, because we hadn't seen, we picked Dale a few years ago because we hadn't seen a Dale, and no one's really done a Dale in the 2 years since, which is good.
Yeah. Steve's having a bash now.
Yeah, Steve's having a crack now, doing some fantastic versions of Rick stuff. But yeah, so that was a huge part for us. So that's a nice, real, added bit of excitement for us throughout the weekend of releasing the latest issue and all that, and chatting to people about it and all that sort of stuff, which was great. So thank you to everyone who came along and picked it up.
Yeah. If you haven't,
pick it up.
Why
Wait,
not
waiting for it.
pick up.
Yeah, just like Tom has here.
Alright, so
If you want to see Tom picking up other things, check out his YouTube channel. Tom picks stuff up. I'm joking, there's no videos on it.
and no females on it.
No females on it.
Don't
Absolutely
pick any
not.
of them up. Alright, so
It's just Tom on the side of a street going, would you like to? And they go, no.
no.
It's just that. for
Obviously
hours.
not.
Obviously not. With you, wouldn't have thought so. Tom Harrison, as I live and breathe.
Anyway, moving swiftly on. Doubles.
Lunch. What was lunch?
Oh.
What was that bar burrito or that with Jamie? Was that day?
I don't know.
I've never been to. Have you been to a bar burrito?
No.
Amazing burrito.
I didn't go out. I was probably sat there at the mag stand.
Sorry, doing
Doing
KFC.
some work.
The bar burrito, first one ever. It's a chain. Jamie was like, "Where do you want to go?" There's a bar burrito around here, and I went, "What's that?" And he went, "Well, that's where we're going." Incredible, like fast food chain, make your own burrito. They serve it to you, and they said, "Do you want guacamole for 5p?" I went, 5p. Of course. Added that on. Sat down. I went to Jamie. "Did you get guacamole?" He went, "Yeah, I did." 5p. He went, 95p.
Oh.
95p. Yeah, 95. No wonder.
5.
Yeah, so I got done out of 90p there.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm a bit of an idiot, It's lovely. Highly recommended bar burrito.
What about the guacamole? Worth the 95p?
Hard to tell. It was inside the burrito. If I knew it was 95p, I probably would have left it. Thought 5p, can't go wrong. Just go in there for the 5p guac.
Anyway, great lunch story.
Yeah.
Moving on to doubles. We played doubles. Dream team.
Dream team. Two of the Wanderers in the Wild teaming up.
Let's not worry too much about Arami apart from the fact it's just Gundabad Chaff. But you have...
Stumpy, the troll brute.
And I have Big Troll.
What's his
Crushing
name?
Club Troll. Trolling with Trollface.
Better. And we decided to have a troll off.
We did have a troll off.
Sort of emulating our Azog and Bulb off of the East Grinstead tournament.
Comment below who wins out of Trolling with Trollface, Gundabad Troll, or Stumpy McStumpy.
It was basically to say which one would kill the most. That was how seriously we took doubles. Which I also think is how seriously you should take doubles, personally.
So game one, we were up against...
Adam Garnett, lovely guy, who I met for the first time at this one, and Lewis Applin, who lovely guy who I'd met before.
And timer.
We're doing this in a minute. We can get surely for a doubles game between the two of us. We can have
minute.
2.
Minute, go.
A minute. You do it then.
All right.
You
so
put this unnecessary pressure.
They had Thorin's Company on ponies and some dwarves, and they had annoying Ori with the slingshot who kept pinging our blooming trolls. That was really annoying.
He did a wound straight away.
What on earth was the scenario?
Couldn't tell you. Maybe to the death.
To the death, yeah. And they, because they had
Thrall,
which he's hard to kill.
Yeah.
We didn't bother killing him, did we?
Don't know.
Later on, maybe we had 2 ogres as well.
Yeah, we managed to very early on. We managed to get an ogre to win a fight and hurl through Dwalin and Thorin on pony, dismounting them.
Yeah, and
which was good.
I think my trolley smashed up Dwalin.
Yes.
And Gloin.
In the first game, your trolley was very good.
Yeah.
And Stumpy wasn't.
No.
That was it. Stumpy charged into Thorin on pony. Thinking, we're laughing here. Kill the pony. Failed to kill the pony. Or, as in the automatic. Yeah.
That's a minute, by the way.
Yeah, I bet it is. I'm sure. Didn't I not? There we go. Stumpy. Stumpy killed 1 in the first game. Trolley killed 6, including Gloin, Dwalin, and Barlin. Yeah. Classic Trolley. So yeah, Trolley was well ahead.
And win.
And Stumpy failed about 3 times.
Yeah,
with his he charged into 3 doors and just kept failing.
He was rubbish.
He was rubbish. But then we must have, I guess we broke him.
Yeah, I think it was.
If it was to the death, was it?
Oh, maybe it's because we got them to 25% because it's the newfangled.
Possibly, but we did manage to get a win.
Yeah,
but it was good. It was good fun. It was a great game. Nice guys. Good start to doubles.
Terrible for Stumpy though.
Terrible for Stumpy. 6-1 down, and there's only 3 games in doubles.
Cool.
Nightmare.
Game 2.
Game 2, we were up against Guillaume and Carl.
Yes.
Yeah. Neither guys I've met before.
No, they had a mix of wood elves with Alder and dwarves with King's Champion.
And it kind of split up into 2 games, didn't it?
Yeah.
I played Guillaume with the wood elves on one side,
and I was playing Carl with his dwarves.
Yeah.
And I got smashed.
Yeah.
Absolutely smashed.
And I, based on tactical acumen, did much better.
Just Stumpy through wood elves.
Stumpy came into his own and was glorious. He was like a lawnmower. You could just move him around like this. And I think in 1 turn he killed 6. And I was obviously, you aim for like the Glathrum core. You know, he's like, stomp, 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 stomp. And he was glorious. It was absolutely fantastic. Which was great to see his rule coming in. And it's a really cool rule because either you're on 1 or 2, it does nothing, or you get a 3, you keep getting 3+, and it's absolutely incredible. So he kind of smashed through there. You got a bit smashed over there, and it was domination, wasn't it?
Yeah. My troll in the end died to a combination of Gimli and King's Champion. Sad.
And I think towards the end we had the slight chance of we just had too few numbers, didn't I? I started sending Stumpy back in, and we kind of got 25. We might have done alright if the game had carried on. Yeah. Because Stumpy could have kept stumping. Yeah. But we just didn't have enough numbers on the objective. But in that game, Stumpy killed 12, which is fantastic. And that's only like, say they're 9-point wood elves. There's your 108 points of his cost back, and Trident Trollface killed 3. So right back in it there with a total of 13 to Stumpy and 9 to Trident Trollface. Everything to play for going into the last game. But thanks to Guillaume and Carl, really good game, really good fun, nice to play. And I don't know about you, but going into the last game, I was, I don't know what the word is, a bit nervous because I'm like, I really like doubles, it's really light-hearted, and I really, really hope we don't now play something
horrible,
serious. You know, someone taking it really too seriously or whatever. And we were in luck because we played
Bradley Cobden and Devin Moreno.
GBHL Devin. So I never played him before. Anything. Been to Nova a couple. Oh, of course I haven't played him. He wasn't playing at Nova.
No, he's not.
I don't think I played him.
No.
So that was cool. And they'd been put together at the last minute because I think Devin's original partner Aaron was ill.
Yeah.
So Devin had a bunch of spiders. Was it just spiders? Yeah,
Spider
he
Queen
definitely had the
spiders.
Spider Queen, Mirkwood spiders.
Bats.
Yeah, some bats.
And Bradley had Isengard.
Bradley had Isengard, and it was recon. And we were a bit D-mob happy by this point already. But we were like, alright, let's go for it. And charged forward. And meanwhile, Devin sent his really fast stuff down the side. And I remember Devin, was it that game my ogre got 1 turned?
Yeah.
Or, no, that was Thrall. I forgot to say that. Thrall in the previous game, Thrall, 3 attacks, 1 turned one of my ogres. 5, 5, 6. It was awful, horrible. But there was a weird, the Spider Queen charged into my ogre, which was setting to do it, and killed my ogre. And I was like, well, that's a problem until, what a lad.
Yeah.
The Gundabad captain, to tie up the Spider Queen, charged into it. I think I did his combat first, because if I did his combat first,
the hells would
he'd be trapped.
Oh, yeah.
The Spider Queen would be trapped. Obviously at lower fight value, the Spider Queen had might, but I remember giving it all the bravado. We were going, he's going to have you. He's going to absolutely have you. Revenge for the ogre, and somehow the Spider Queen rolled, what, a 3?
Whatever.
The captain got 6, and then the captain, he's now got 4 attacks, 1 turn the Spider Queen. It was glorious. So that was a bit unexpected. And it looked like being a draw. There was a big scrap in the middle. It looked like we'd probably both break, I think, but no one seemed close to getting anyone off the table.
Apart from one cheeky spider.
Possibly, but didn't we catch him?
Yeah.
I think. But it was all in the balance, and I think we were probably in a better position.
Yeah.
The spiders were spitting at our damn trolls. The 4 Mirkwood spiders spitting at your trolls is awful. Really, really scary. And then we both broke, and I was like, this is great. This is great, because they've got Vrasku as their leader. Vrasku might run at any point.
And was miles away.
And give us the win. But we got priority. And Tom was controlling our leader, who was it the keeper of the dungeons?
Yeah, keeper of the dungeons.
So he's about courage 5, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he had
a will point.
A will and a might point, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah. Courage test.
Yeah.
What did you go for?
Just little roll.
Yeah, little roll. Cheeky little
double 1.
Double 1. Double 1.
It's all over.
It's all over.
It's all over.
The leader's gone.
He's gone.
Leader's gone, so that's VPs. Leader's gone, so no stand fast. Leader's gone, so we can't use the leader to charge and kill things. And I don't know why Tom didn't want us to have nice things. But you just decided you didn't want us to win.
Wasn't interested.
Didn't fancy it. So literally...
That changed the game.
Yeah, just handed them the game with a catastrophic double 1. Which in doubles, you can't help but absolutely hate the other person. You're like, why have you done... It's that real kind of, why did you do that? Why? Why did you pick that? Of all the things you could have done. Why that? So...
In glorious news, Charlie McTrollface was smashing stuff up.
Absolutely. And Stumpy was having a little stump around, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was a good last little go.
It was.
But Stumpy died in the end.
Oh, he stumped. Yeah, because I forgot about Fury. There was a beautiful warband of Uruks, and I was like,
T-Strainer.
T-Strainer.
Didn't pick it up.
And I just pointed Stumpy towards me. Next turn, he's going to stump on you and get all up in your business. At which point, I don't think they'd done it by that point, they cast Fury. And I was like, oh no. Then all the orcs charged him, the shaman went in, heroic struck, and I was like, oh no. And then they killed this wee Stumpy. Poor Stumpy just didn't work. And I think you had gone to the toilet and you came back. And I wrote, there's a problem over
Oh
here.
no, that's sad. So yeah.
So Stumpy fell.
They both died once, so that.
And in the last game, Trollface killed 8, and Stumpy killed 4,
Which meant
for a total of 17 to Stumpy.
And 17 to Charlie McTrollface.
It was a tie. You couldn't write it.
Could
Amazing.
not write this stuff.
You couldn't write that down. The numbers are too large. So yes, 17 each across 3 games. What did you think of Charlie McTrollface?
Great.
First time using one?
Yeah, he was really good against the dwarf heroes. Just killed them in one.
Yeah,
If he won
the
the
club's
fight.
amazing,
Oh.
right? Yeah, club's incredible. And I think Stumpy's brilliant. Really different kind of monster because the fight value lets you down a bit, but the movement thing,
The mimic thing.
yeah, the tremble thing can be absolutely incredible. Even more so if you're fighting like anything like cavalry or
Yeah.
anything expensive.
Oh, man,
It's just amazing.
Mhm.
Not against ponies.
yeah.
So that was doubles. Where did we finish overall on doubles?
Oh, not a clue.
Not a clue. Not a Scooby.
Don't care.
1 win and 2 losses. Not particularly good, but we had fun.
Yeah.
Good fun. Good wholesome family fun.
Mhm.
Then
Presentation.
presentation.
Yeah, presentation with doubles.
No, I mean like
Middle Earth
was that-
Q&A.
was Middle Earth thing quiz. No,
Yeah.
quiz was Saturday. Middle Earth Q&A.
Yeah.
Middle Earth Q&A with Adam and Jay.
Yeah.
Brilliant, really interesting. No new models shown. A bit of information about the upcoming, is it the Generals Pack?
Mhm.
It's called,
Oh yeah,
I
that was
believe.
cool.
Battle companies, and then more not more hints, but the same hint about the Pelena.
Yeah, but check out Andreas's video if you want the lowdown on that.
And then lots of questions and answers.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really good with their time. So yeah, that was the end of Friday, and
More food and drink.
then more food and drink. That was the night of the bacon chop,
Yeah.
wasn't it? So it was about 10 of us went through to the bar.
The night of the bacon chop.
Yeah.
What
I mean,
night?
What a night! What a time to be alive. Bacon chop, like a gammon steak with pineapple on. We asked for it with an egg, and the waitress went, with an egg. Like, yes, that can't be the first time anyone's asked for that. This can't be. Surely. Normally.
Was this not the waitress that it was her first day or whatever?
What?
And she had us.
Maybe. And then can we have 83 different checks? You got, pineapple or egg is not an option, right? I just can't believe that no one's ever gone, how do you do an egg with that? It's absurd. But really nice. Had dinner with quite a few of the Wanderers, and a few other guys.
Mhm.
It was really lovely.
Then we went to
Lily?
No.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Right.
We went to bed.
Yeah.
Saturday is big tournament, singles tournament day, which is the World Championship and World Team Championship rolled into one.
So this is where we are playing for our own
Yes.
prize, and we're also playing as part of our team.
Yeah.
And the four highest placed players in each team contribute towards the team ranking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an awesome idea. Really, really promotes team play essentially, and sportsmanship and all that. And we were all in our brand new polos with brand new dice from Jamie, dice and polos, to hopefully put up a good showing.
Indeed. Going through the games?
Yeah.
You ready?
Me first.
Lords of Battle, you were playing...
I was playing Tice de
Tice de
Jong,
Jong, yeah.
and
Lords of
turned
Battle.
up to the table for my first game.
For
playing-
easy first game.
Easy first game. I was like, and you're kind of hoping, oh my god, I'm off. You're hoping at that point it might be an easy, like kind of new player or something. Smaug at Lords of Battle, can't win that. And I was literally like, Smaug, what? And it's like in Lords of Battle, you have to kill him or you lose.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that simple. And I was terrified. I had Grima, very helpful. We should have talked about our armies, which is my Isengard stuff. Had Grima, very helpful.
I'll pause the time.
Okay, for you, my army was, roughly speaking, it was my classic Frurkers. I had Saruman on horse, Grima, Lurtz, Vrasku, so 9 might total, and then I think I had 31 models, and I think I had 9 crossbowmen. I want to say 12 berserkers. That can't be right. Must have been more. 15 berserkers, about 5 ferals, something like that.
And you're back.
And I'm back. Green was very handy at keeping down to 1 might, and somehow in the first 3 turns I did 16 wounds on Smaug with crossbow shooting.
That's absolutely obscene.
Absolutely disgusting through his missing scale roll.
Absolutely
so
obscene.
you hit on 6 and then wound on 6. That means one of them Vrasku, hit on a 5, use a point
wound
of
on
might.
6x4, surely.
Yeah, used a point of might, thought why not? Then rolled to wound, got a 5, point of might, got the 3, did wound, 4 wounds. 16 wounds in the first couple of turns. And then he charged in with 4 wounds. I thought, I've got this. And actually, it then went incredibly badly, and he kept winning and killing everything. One thing I'll say is that he then, at one point, picked up his dice to wound and went, I am fire, I am death. At which point, I kid you not, the fire alarm went off. That was when the massive fire alarm went off.
Yeah,
in the
fire alarm
nuclear.
did go.
And we went downstairs, having had this fight where we'd tied, and we were the same fight band, and we'd tied in the fight, and we were about to roll to see who won the fight. That's when we went downstairs for half an hour, waiting for that roll off.
Fire was fine, nobody injured.
Yep, really well handled by the events team. Went back upstairs, I won the roll off, didn't kill him. A couple more fights later, he won one, and then I eventually managed to win it against him and bring down the beastie. Killed Smaug.
I mean, some great crossbow shots to start.
Yeah, 16 wounds.
That is
absolutely. And to be fair to Tyson, I was like, you can't plan for that.
No.
That's not fair. But he was lovely, absolutely great guy. And I want to say a massive, I don't know, congrats, but shout out to his base. Well, the base he's done for Smaug, he's got this resin water thing with the Lake Town buildings on it. It looks absolutely
It was
incredible.
shot on the Great British Hobbit League.
Yeah, so really good first game, and genuinely felt like, not that I'd dodged a bullet, but I'd taken a bullet and survived.
And definitely more than a minute.
So
My first game was
it's
against...
hard.
was against...
What's your army?
Oh yeah, God. My army was Lake Town, so Bard on horse, Gandalf on horse, Hilda, Sigrid and Tilda, and...
All the elders, then.
Yeah, is there another hero in there?
Bane?
Bane. Bane. And then lots of Lake Towners. So, Lake Town, about 40-something models.
Gandalf, yeah. Did you say Gandalf?
Yeah, and Gandalf's my leader. Okay, timer. So I played Will Pointer in game 1. And he brought, well, in terms of what his actual army list was Aragorn, Alessar, Thranduil, and...
You Thranduil?
No, Old Thranduil and who else? Rumil leading just Galadhrim Court, whole army of Galadhrim Court, but it was all converted to be Children of Hurin, so it was really cool.
Oh, right.
It was all converted, so they
That's
were
cool.
like Turin and that were the characters. Anyway, Lord's Battle, a bit annoying for that, in that I charged in, Bard wants to do his heroic combats, but his heroic combats can get fight 6 all the time, and got knocked to this horse pretty quickly. Aragorn and Alessar was making a mess of me, which was very sad.
Aragorn and Messar.
Yeah. Went to the fire alarm, and I was down.
You were in trouble. I remember
Yeah.
at the fire alarm you
I was
saying, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. Because Aragorn had messed stuff up. Got back from the fire alarm, good little break, could think about things. I'd never used the Lake Town army before. But yeah, got back and killed Aragorn through some lucky heroic striking and winning. And then managed to, obviously after a while, Will couldn't keep me off him with all my numbers with the Galadhrim Court. He was doing nice little hacking away to stop me from getting my numbers, but after a while I overwhelmed and ended up killing more. So got a win in the end.
Actually, 10-second review. Lord's Battle, I ended up killing more than him.
Yeah.
I won.
One. So win each. Yeah. Good start.
And we also...
Thanks, Will. Great.
What was interesting was you then have the thing of running around everyone trying to find out. We have... I cannot for the life of me remember what everyone else did, but I remember we were doing quite well. Like after that first game, the Wanderers were doing pretty well in the tournament. I don't know if everyone
On
won.
to game 2. Recon. You were playing? Devon.
I was playing Devon on the live stream, so you can actually see this game if you want. Andreas was streaming a game and he asked us if we'd mind doing it, which was cool. So first competitive game against Devon.
And he had?
He had Gandalf, Saruman, Double Wizard, which is a key, and then Gondor and some Lake Towners.
And it was
Then you had cheapy heroes, you had like Baragon and Magic.
You have 30 seconds. Did you run more?
What? Have you started?
Yeah. Did you?
What?
Yeah. Did you run more off? Or did he run more off?
Unacceptable. He had Gandalf here, Saruman here, and I against my berserkers. Charged up, had a bit of a fight. My crossbows were in the middle to try and shoot him, and then kind of inadvertently started thinking, "Hang on, there's a gap here." As I just started wandering forward and windering forward. Saruman v Saruman was an interesting little battle.
10 seconds.
And well, I feel like I've had 30, baby. And I managed to wander some crossbows off. He managed to was then running a little pack over here off. And as recon at a tournament always feels quite stressful, I think, because it needs the time to kind of get to a natural conclusion. But thankfully we did reach a natural conclusion with it, which is always good because no, we didn't reach it. But by the time the tournament ran out, like it didn't feel like no one had one model off the edge that would have won it from. I ended up getting, I think I got 9 models off in total, and Devin got 2 or 3. So, but I think he got 2 because I got the triple.
You got yourself a win.
VPs, got myself a win. Really good game against Devin. Really enjoyed it. As I said, you can go and watch it. Very strange feeling doing the live stream because you're like, people were watching it and you feel like you're under quite close scrutiny, I guess. But really good fun. Pleased to get recon. Pleased to get a win or recon as well because I've got very low numbers. So I think I got a favourable draw in that, not against Devin, but against Devin's army because he had similar numbers to me.
Cool. And me, I played Andrew Brock, who is the Canadian League champion.
Cup giver.
Yeah, cup giver as well. Anyway, we didn't talk about that. Pause. Little interlude.
Of course, yeah.
We had the Canadians over. I think Damian had the Canadians over. We went out for one night pre-Ardacon. This is in London.
This is the Tuesday and the Wednesday.
Yeah, they did some sightseeing. We saw them for a curry in Brick Lane. Curry. Great. Curry. And then I didn't, but you had them over and they sat on the Palantir sofa.
And we did fish and chips, which is exactly what we did last year with Adam and Antonio.
Yeah.
It's becoming our Canadian tradition. When the Canadians come over for a bit of London sightseeing, we go for a curry, which is the height of British cuisine, and then fish and chips, which is the second height of British cuisine.
Anyway.
And what's lovely is that they're already planning the next. On the Ontario group, we've already chatted to who's coming over next year and how I'm probably going to need a bigger dining table. So that was great hanging out with those two guys. Love our Canadian chums.
Anyway, I played Andrew. He had a mix of Mordor Orcs with Cardiff and what's the ringwraith that teleports?
The Lingering Shadow?
That one. And a Shade. Shade. Anyway, Recon, we kind of met in the middle. He fluffed his Fury roll multiple times. Yes, big win. I killed lots of orcs with Lake Town. Bard heroic combated through everything. Got onto the Shade, killed it in one. Great. Lingering Shadow has been a pain though and going for the board edge. Bopping his way along, being a pain, but Gandalf Sorceress Blast him in one because Gandalf was a legend and did loads of 1-die Sorceress Blast and they always cast. Sorry, Andrew. So in the end, I got a few off. Andrew didn't get any off because the Lingering Shadow didn't get off, and I had broken him, and he hadn't broken me because the Lake Town smashed the orcs. Boom.
So
great game, but his rolling was terrible. Great
game, great guy. And Canada's league champion once more falls foul of a Palantir host. Poor guy. Oh god, this terrible. No, I think Andrew just cursed his cup like from afar. But cool. That might have been when I went to Barbarita, you know. I think maybe you were playing that.
Okay, yeah.
Hard to remember when I went to Barbarita, such good times.
Anyway, moving on to game 3, which was Hold Ground.
I played Byron. Yakums, is that? Yeah, sorry. Lovely guy from Germany. He had... I'm not started yet, right?
Yeah, he's started.
No, because I haven't told him my army. You know the rules.
No, it's going.
No!
It's still going.
How is the army's pre the thing?
How is it pre the thing?
It's obviously pre the thing. He had tons. He had a horrible... He had a Witch King on foot. He had a Shade. He had a bunch of Hunter Orcs. He had an Orc Shaman. Horrible synergies. Yazneg and Fimble. Whole ground. And I thought my only hope here is to possibly split them up. And it didn't go very well, apart from the fact that I got the Shade miles away. So that's quite a big thing, but the armies were all together. My crossbows were kind of ambushed, but then they did a really good job of holding out. I had a great couple of turns with the Berserkers trashing Hunter Orcs. Managed to get Fimble off. I managed to get the Witch King out of it, like get a Berserker onto him because of whole ground deployment, so he wasn't really casting much. Had a really great turn. Then he had like just this vicious turn where he just killed everything and swung it back. And I literally, like, the start of the turn I was thinking, I'm going to win this, I've won it. And then that turn I was like, I've lost it again. And then I sort of started, I'd managed, because of my first couple of turns, I'd managed to be closer to the objective, and I started fighting this, I don't know, rear guard action. Broke him, so some of his stuff was running, but he had a shaman. The shade, which I'd deployed miles away, had wandered into the middle, and it kind of ended up, it's probably helped me in the long run, obviously, but ended up getting in the middle. And I was thinking, I'm going to win this, it's 4-3, it's 4-3, and he moved a Hornblower out from a ruin, who I had no idea. It got to his courage test, he failed something on the role he needed, and he went, no, Hornblower, and I was like, what Hornblower? And he went, this one. And like moved him out and got him in range of the objective, and it was a draw. It was 4-4. So I
should have been looking for the sneaky Hornblower.
Yeah, I think I mean, you always, when it's 4-4 like, you think, oh, I could have won it, but I think he could have won it more than me. Yeah. I think if it had carried on, he probably would have won.
So a tactical draw. So
it ended at the right time. And yeah, a draw, you still got 3 games to go, so you kind of need all the wins, but if you do get the other wins, a draw can be very, very useful at tournaments. So good game, thanks to Byron, really enjoyed it and felt pleased to have, again, whole ground won on numbers, so pleased to have come out of that on top. With the draw.
I played Evan Woodruff, another Canadian, and he had Dwimmerlake on horse, and he had a Blackguard captain and a Spider Queen and some Black Numenorians and some other orcish stuff. Maelstrom, I jumped on one of his warbands, destroyed it. He jumped on one of my warbands, Bane's one, destroyed it. Then we both kind of moseyed towards the middle, had another scrap. I was kind of up at this point because I'd killed the Dwimmerlake, which was his leader, I think. Anyway, got to the middle. Spider Queen was trying to do some damage, but failed because by that point I'd got his will down enough to immobilise it or similar. And then on the last turn, his Spider Queen failed a courage test to charge Gandalf, who terrifying aura'd. Good work, Gandalf. Yeah, and in the end, I mean, it was a close game, but because I had Lake Town, I had a few more numbers when we got to the middle, so could keep it that way. Yeah, it was a really funny game because of the way Maelstrom kind of made it work, in that he chopped up my warband, I chopped up maybe 1.5 of his, so I was kind of on top. But yeah, it was really good fun with Evan, and yeah, great game.
Yeah, I played him at Ardacon last year. He's top bloke, lovely bloke.
But a win.
A win. So 3 games. You're on 3 wins. Yeah. I'm on 3 and a draw. And again, two and a draw. Sorry, the team doing really well. Yeah. Like we was getting a really kind of, well, no, not unexpected, but we were very delighted. I suppose with everyone seemed to be doing well. Yeah. At that point.
And then on to game 4 or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Domination.
Domination, and I played Alistair King, who had a really interesting army. He had 3 generic dwarf captains, about 30 dwarfs, and Saruman the Wise. Like really odd, but I don't know. Just haven't seen anything like that. He set up his battle line, I set up mine. I thought it's Domination, I've got to push forward and try and overwhelm him. But Saruman the Wise was awful, and he just basically, I think part of Ali's game plan was just to use, I think he used 2 or 3 dice just to make sure he Sorceress Blasted it like 3 times, he channeled it once just to cut through stuff and kill loads of my numbers. And it worked. And then by the time I did manage to get in, I was then using Sorceress Blast to knock down the dwarfs so that my Berserkers would get double strikes against them. That seemed to work, and I was, chomping through his stuff. And we both broke around a similar time, which was obviously far more in his favour because he's got higher courage than me. And I had a couple of Uruks on the objectives at the back. And so even though we're both broken for VPs, I was thinking, if this game keeps going, I'm going to be in trouble. And in the start of the last fight phase, we didn't know it was going to be the last fight phase, Ali had trapped with a dwarf captain 2 guys, one of my orcs, something, and he saw a chance to heroic combat on Saruman, called a heroic combat, got on Saruman, and I was thinking, oh god, that's it, it's my leader. He then had a spectacularly successful turn of fighting and got me down to being 1 model away from 25%ing myself, at which point we got to the Saruman fight, and he was then like, oh no, and he won the fight against Saruman. He put all of, because we talked about what he could do, and we decided that he was quite up for this, that you could put 1 heroes. So he had to do a model by model. So he put all of the dwarf captain's attacks on the horse, killed the horse. He then had 4 attacks from the 2 Khazar guards, and he did 3 wounds on Saruman. At which point I stared at him, and in one of the more disgusting moments of my game career, I said, "I won't take his fate, thanks."
Took the draw.
Saruman died. Ali looked like he was about to cry. I've never been more excited to see my leader go
disgusting.
down. Saruman died, leader went down, gave him a VP, but I was on the objectives and I won. I can't, and I felt awful because he looked, Ali, I love the bloke, but he looked so deflated because there's no way he could have guessed how good a turn he'd have, and I can't think of a single time ever in my game career where I've not just not used fate, but not used all my fate to let my leader die to be the model that 25% because that'll win you the game. Yeah. But I was on enough of the objectives.
Draw you the game.
I win.
Win?
Yeah, I win it. And if it had gone another turn, probably with Saruman being, Saruman wouldn't have been dead because I would have probably passed one of his fate. But with the courage test and all that, it almost certainly would have been allies. So, and I remember Adam and Will, who'd finished their games, were watching, and they both went, oh, when I said I was like using the fate, they were which again was part of the team thing. So I ended day 1 on 3 wins and a draw, which I was very happy with, and I believe was the same record that was my record from last year. So I'd equalled my record on day one, which I was very pleased with.
So I played Josh the Boy, and he had basically a ton of Fountain Court, some Rangers with Spear, and he had Madril, Kyrian, and Saruman on horse, and Damrod. So loads of defence 7 models. Terrible news for Lake Town. Domination was really tough because I was struggling to kill the Fountain Court. Bard got knocked off his horse. It was a really tricky game because he had Saruman against my Gandalf. Basically came lots of fights, lots of manoeuvring. It looked like Josh was in front going into the latter stages, but then heroically Bard was able to do a heroic combat and get towards Saruman. I could jump on Saruman, who was on one of his home objectives, killed Saruman in effectively the last turn and took his home objective, but we kind of done the whole swing that way, so I took some of his but he took some of my home objectives, and in the end when I killed Saruman, I think Josh thought, oh no, I've lost, but when we counted it all up, it was a draw. So it was an incredibly difficult game because I was really struggling to kill the Fountain Court, but because I killed his leader, got the point from that, which was really helpful.
So 3 and a draw.
3 and a draw for me as well.
So you were 3 and a draw. That's the end of day 1. You were 3 and a draw. I was 3 and a draw. Jamie was definitely on 4 wins. And was he the only one?
Yeah, from our team.
I think like Callum and
Adam was on 3.
Alan was on 3 wins. Callum was on 3. Mark had won 2 games, I think. He was doing really well. Mark's a relatively new player.
Will was on 3.
I think Will was on 3. I think they got. So we were in a really strong position after day 1 as a team, which was really cool for everyone. Then we had a presentation.
Yeah. You can watch it. It's on
STF, Spillfringen and Dash Fellowship, which Andreas very kindly filmed and streamed.
So we did a presentation about the magazine, which was good.
Yeah, thank you so much to everyone who stuck around. We had a really decent. We were a bit worried that everyone would run off and get dinner, but we had 50 people, 60.
Yeah, something like
that.
For about half an hour.
Felt like a decent crowd.
Yeah.
We did our little presentation bit for about 25 minutes, half an hour, and then asked the dreaded question, does anyone have any questions? And thankfully, people asked lots of questions.
Thank you.
So cheers for that.
And then
cool questions.
Pub quiz.
It was indeed.
Great pub quiz by Jay and Adam. Favourite round was Adam's paint or Photoshop, let's say paint, where he coloured over some film shots, and I love like Legolas in Orchrist. You had to say what is Legolas holding, but it wasn't Orchrist, it was a baguette. Yeah. Anyway. Baguette. Great pub quiz.
In your teams.
Yes.
In your
plus a few
team championships.
A few extras we picked up because Lily was there by then.
We adopted Mac William.
Generation
Shift and Brother Shift.
So yeah, we managed to win the pub quiz. Yeah.
As if it was in doubt.
Yeah.
So two wins for Cows and Arda, possibly more for Wanderers.
Yeah.
Good first date and winning the pub quiz.
Mm.
And as was the same last year, the prizes were a bunch of out of print books, and I was out of print books,
Something like
out of print books, and I managed to pick up Battle Host, which was cool because I didn't have this.
And I got the Fellowship of the Ring, original rules.
Not the first one. Cool. So that's nice, but obviously it is more the pride.
Mm-hmm.
The quiz is what everyone goes to these events to win.
Then more beer and bed.
We had really nice debrief that night. I seem to remember. Oh, no, you turned in early that night.
Mm-hmm.
But we were in the bar,
your
in the
Wanderers
little
debrief.
square, yeah, like all having a chat, which is again a huge improvement on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
That you got real time this year to sit down with your team and just chat and hang out and stuff. So that was lovely.
Mm-hmm. And then final day.
We were bigging up Jamie from the start because Jamie had a real chance of winning.
Yeah.
Because he did he have Anuj first?
Yes.
And I think it's fair to say Anuj is, I know, not the most experienced tournament player. So I think Jamie had a decent draw against him, and we were like, well, that's 5 wins and then one more game. And
because by this point, there were a few people up near the top, but Jay had
got a draw and Ed had got a loss.
against. Ed lost.
So there was actually quite a lot of draws
Will,
near
right?
the top.
Oh, it's Jamie. Jamie beat Ed.
Jamie beat Ed, yeah. There was quite a lot of draws near the top, so
Yeah.
it was quite open at that point. And obviously anyone, I think there were 4 players on 4 wins.
Yeah.
David Reed was on 4, Jamie was on 4, Anuj must have been on 4, and I feel like someone else was.
Yeah.
But it was definitely wide open. Braund?
Yeah. And I played Braund. Don't know who David played in this round then. Mick, maybe? Don't know. Anyway. So yeah, game 4 you played. This would be Heirlooms.
Heirlooms. I played Dale Gray, who had a Warrior army. He basically had 5 Warbands of Goblins, I think, or 4 Warbands of Goblins. He had Groblog, 1 Shaman, 2 Shamans, and a Gundabad Shaman.
Okay.
And then he had the Undying or Felbeast. So it was about 50 Goblins, so it was fairly awful. The deployment, I didn't like the change to deployment because it favours whoever's got the most warbands. He was able to put his warbands wherever he was, march on. He dug up the 5, left him with 6, hit it in a corner with his banner bearer. The Undying had come forward to attack Saruman and try and drain his will, and I managed to, with Greenman next to him, he'd used a might to get on the board, with Greenman next to him had no might, commanded him with Saruman. And he used like 5 or 6 to resist, didn't get the 6. Commanded the Undying, killed it, which was huge. I then sent my entire army off, basically chasing his army, which he very, very sensibly just camped in a corner.
Yeah.
Had the banner and the objective right in the corner with a ring of goblins. And I tried my damnedest, but the tournament time was really against you at that point, and I was hacking my way through him and breaking him. I don't particularly believe I was that close to breaking myself, and I ended up 25% on him. I had a horrible decision to make. Do I chuck everything in and hope I can kind of heroic combat my way through, or do I stand off with my crossbows and try and shoot the banner on the turn it ends? And I probably should have shot him, but you're kind of really stressed with your last sort of 10, 5 minutes and that sort of stuff. But I thought I'd lost, and then because of the way the VPs work, I actually got a draw. Because I'd
leader and break it.
Yeah, I'd done his leader and breaking him without being broken. He had the objective, which had changed, and the banner. I had a banner as well.
Oh, okay.
But it ended up a draw, which I genuinely was, because I was going into it thinking I've lost it, and when he said it was a draw, I was like, oh.
So 3 and 2 now.
Yeah, and suddenly I was like, oh, I wonder what if I can get a win in last game. I wonder what 2 draws is going to do, because that's quite unusual, I guess. But really good game, really enjoyed it. He was such a nice guy. Never met him before. Was he part of Diva? Is that right?
Yeah.
Really lovely bloke. And he played it very well, very sensibly. And I felt a bit like I'd robbed him to get a draw.
I played James Braund, who had Rivendell Knights with Saruman, Arwen and 2 captains.
That's horrible.
He was worried though about Gandalf coming on and Sorceress blasting him, because I had more warbands, so I could bring Gandalf on after he's brought everything on. Okay, bring Gandalf on to Sorceress Blast, roll to hit. Need to use a point of might to make the Sorceress Blast work, roll a 1 for the distance.
Disaster.
Gets one horse off. Does nothing.
That's like it.
Anyway, the Maelstrom kind of half helped me, half helped James, but Bard rolled a 1 to turn up first time, 1 to turn up second time, spent all three of his might to turn up and kill and surround Saruman at Narwin, and I won a roll off and killed both of them basically in a turn.
Oh, that's good.
He killed Alfred in a turn, but I think I'm winning from that. But James then dug up the prize in a wood with one of his dismounted knights. I think it's in trouble. I think I'm in trouble. He rolls a 1 on the transfix piece for that knight, so he's stuck for a turn. I can catch him. So then it's me frantically trying to get at the prize. I'm killing him. So it looks like I'm in a good position as long as I can get to the prize. On the last turn, he has a captain holding the prize. I've broken and leader killed him. He's done nothing to me, so I basically have to kill this captain in one turn to win the game, otherwise it's a draw. And in weird, I'm trying to think. In bad news for James, he rolled a 1 to transfix his captain on the last turn as well, so he's transfixed this captain. And I swamp him. I've got Bard on him, which took a bit of time to kind of get Bard round and onto him, but on the last turn, because of the time, Bard managed to get on this captain, and James was trying to kill himself before I could get Bard towards his captain as well, but didn't quite manage it. Anyway, so yeah, with the last fight of the game, the time had run out, but we're finishing the last turn. I have a lot of guys on this captain, so I should kill him, and I do, but it was the last combat to swing it from a draw to a win.
Good work.
Because the prize then drops, and
you were nearer.
Yeah.
Or had more mods near. So 5 wins.
4 wins and
4
draw.
wins and draw. Good stuff. So then we go into the last round.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie got a draw against Anuj, which blew the whole thing wide open.
It meant that only David Reed had won 5.
Yeah.
And then there was Jay, me, Anuj and Jamie, all on 4 wins and a draw.
Yeah. Who did Jamie play?
Jamie played David in the last game.
Yeah.
I was drawn against Anuj, and then Jay was obviously the lowest, and he played Will.
Yeah.
Who was the highest of the 4 wins.
Yeah, sure. I played in my final game Abel Macias, one of the Rotterdam White Scars. Absolutely loved the young guy. He had an Angmar army, which is fairly horrible, made up of loads of Mordor orcs and a few tricks. So he had the Shade, he had a Cave Troll, he had a Spectre, he had a Barrow White, and he had the Dwimlake on horse. But as far as I'm concerned, for the last round of a tournament, the fact that he didn't have a Fell Beast, I was like, alright, I'll take that. It was to the death. I had shooting, he didn't. So I stood back to try and pepper him, thinking he's got no choice but to come to me. And actually, he decided I do have a choice. And he just sent the Dwimlake forward through this village to try and take out Saruman. Draining his will. So Saruman and Dwimlake had this kind of magic off. I ended up managing to command the Dwimlake out into crossbow range and shot the Dwimlake down and killed him, with Saruman being left with no will, which I took as a good trade. Then, Saruman, then I'm in charge because I've then got shooting and Saruman, and I managed to do this incredible Sorcerer's Blast where I cast it, he hit 6 orcs, killed 5 of those orcs, went through his shade and wounded the shade, and that in total was 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 5 for the orcs and 6, 6 for the shade. I mean, right about that one. So at that point I'm ahead, and I was then, and I had a banner. I think we both had banners. I was like, well, he's got to come to me now. Yeah. And he actually didn't, because he wanted to win the Moria and Angmar award. So he was counting on Callum Farbrother losing, and him losing by less. Yeah. So he decided to just try and minimise VPs. And I thought, literally, it was a weird game. I thought, well, I've got an hour and a half to break him and get some more VPs. And then Saruman just couldn't cast Sorcerer's Blast. And then we had this, I totally understood what he was doing, but we had this really bizarre game where for an hour and a half, literally what happened was he'd move his army, I'd move my army to shoot with the crossbows next turn, Saruman would fail to blast, priority, he'd move his army, I'd move my army. And we did this for absolutely ages.
But you're winning.
I'm winning, yeah. I was winning, but I wanted more VPs to tip me over. And then in the last couple of turns, I just went utterly for it, and I just chucked enough berserkers forward that I couldn't be broken, so I couldn't suddenly accidentally go wrong and lose the game. Chucked them all in and figured that even with the shade, I'll win enough to kill. I needed to kill like 2 orcs, and that did it on the last turn. Basically, I lost about 6 berserkers to the shade, but did enough damage to break him, so got a win. So ended the tournament on 4 wins and 2 draws, undefeated, which I was very, very pleased with.
Very good.
Thinking and hoping at that point I might have squeezed into the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking, because the second draw should bump me above everyone on 4 wins and draw.
Mm-hmm. Very good. My final game was against Anoush, who joined with Jamie. Amazing to get up there on table 2 in the final game, and he wasn't even in Team Knots, he was in the second Team Knots, Team Shots team. He had an Isengard army with Vrasku and Saruman, and it was to the death. He just had Vrasku for shooting. I had all my late towns, so he had to come to me. He did come to me. I shot a load out from him, which put me at a good start, and then in the first wave of combat, because he was rushing into me, he went into my charge range. I then have preferable fights. Bard does heroic combat, gets onto Uglook, kills him in a turn. So I've got a might advantage, and in the end, just because of that early swing in numbers, even though he had a load of berserkers and some pikemen and stuff, I was then able to whittle him down and ultimately kill everything. So I think maybe a game too far for Anoush, that to the death with his army, because he only had Vrasku as shooting. It was a tough one with the new setup where he's so far away. I just get so many turns of shooting. And yeah, okay, you can march to me, but then that uses all his might up. So yeah, in that one, the Lake Town, and Gandalf was blasting him. You know, I just killed so much before he got to me that it wasn't really a fair fight when he got to me. But yeah, so for me, that meant 5 wins and a draw.
And then you had the strange thing about the tournament, that was the top 2 players would then play, only the top 2 players would then play in a championship round to decide who would play. David Reed was guaranteed it, because he was the only player at the tournament in 6 wins.
And then it was going to be between me and Jay Clare, basically, because Jay beat Will on who had the best BP difference.
You 2 were on 5 wins and a draw.
Yeah. And in glorious news, Jay had played World Champion, beat World Champion. I beat Anoush 10-0. Jay beat World Champion 10-2 because Will kept a banner back way behind his army, so that when he lost, he still kept his 2 victory points. And I beat Jay by 2 victory points in the BP difference.
So Will, from Team Wanderers, got you into the final, which was quite dramatic. We'd also had a good turnout as a team, I think. Jamie ended up on, was he 4 wins and a draw?
4 wins and a draw.
Because it was, Callum must have been 5 wins, right?
Yeah, Callum was 5 wins, you were...
I was 4 and 2 draws. Jamie was 4 and a draw. I think Adam was 4.
Will
was 4. I think Mark was 2 and a draw.
Yeah.
I think. We've got everyone? I think that's everyone.
That's everyone.
So really solid result as a team, and you never know where everyone's going to finish. But we were hopeful. We were like, we've done... There was a great round, was it round 5, where there were 3 matchups between the Wanderers and Team Knots. And I think we won 2 of them?
Maybe, yeah.
Is that right? So there was one round where you never know how these permutations are going to work out, but we'd done enough to be hopeful. Let's say that much. Yeah. For the team.
Then I was in this championship game against David Reed, which was a very odd experience in that it was live streamed and then on the screen, and there were people watching the game.
How was that?
Like before we started, it was really weird. Like for the first couple of minutes, it all felt a bit odd. When I got to the table and started playing, I just kind of blanked everything out completely and just... I didn't really notice.
Because around about the big screen, you had about 15 people sitting about 6 foot away from you watching the game, which is very unusual.
I just didn't look up. I just kept thinking about the game. But anyway, David had Harad with double Fell Beast, Shadow Lord, and Knight of Umbar. Watched the Karna Fatties and general rubbish. Anyway, it was domination, which was kind of a fair scenario to draw in the last game. Basically had a horrendous first turn where he got heroic combats off with his ring race, won the heroic combats, did hurl, killed, I think it was 17 of my guys to 2 of his.
God.
In turn 1.
Well, that's just awful.
So I was like, well, this is terrible.
That's not what I
This is a
heard.
long way back from here. But then, in glorious news, I was able to pull it back because a combination of Gandalf, Bard, getting on his ring race eventually took down the ring race, which expended a load of effort, but once they'd gone, and my late town were then able to start chopping through some of his Harad, and it got to this odd position at the end where I was like 7 from breaking, he was 7 from 20, I was 7 from 25% and he was 7 from breaking. If I could get him to break first, then maybe there's a chance he runs off some objectives, not guaranteed. But yeah, David wanted obviously to 25% before that happened, and we got to the point where they both happened on the same go. So if I could have just done it, had a one turn where he was broken and I wasn't 25%ed, then there's a slim chance he has some bad courage and Gandalf can take something off an objective with command, but just didn't quite get the opportunity. So in the end, did lose to David, but I wasn't really fussed by that point. It wasn't as if I wasn't trying in the final game, but I knew I'd got first or second, so there's it wasn't, I didn't feel bad about losing at all. And also David won all his games to get to the final, whereas I hadn't. I'd had a draw, so I was kind of like, meh, David kind of deserves to win in a way. Like, obviously if I'd won.
What did you think of the last round? As opposed to the tournament ending there and David winning it after 6 because he's on 6 wins?
I think it's a nice spectacle thing to do for a world championship. But yeah, I don't know, David might have felt if he'd lost a bit like, meh, that's a bit rubbish.
Yeah, possibly.
Whereas for me from second place, it's like, sure, bonus chance to come first.
Yeah, because he's essentially won the tournament after 6, but then you've got a chance to help him, yeah.
So yeah. But anyway, it was a cool game. Well,
you can watch
David.
that as well.
Yeah,
that's on Spiltering.
And I don't know how you get the YouTube, because apparently people are watching and making comments on the live stream.
You can't see them after they've gone.
Weird.
You can only see them, the live comments you can only see whilst you're watching it. But in my game, we had against Devon, we had this great bit where Devon said, because you know what Recon's like, everything's out of place, and Devon went, aren't you going to move those guys? And I went, I've moved those guys. And then he was like, I don't, in Recon as well, you spend the first couple of turns just moving, so you can't, and I was like, I've moved them. And he was like, no, I don't think you have. And I was like, look, if I'm honest, I'm quite happy where they are, and people are watching.
Yeah.
I would rather miss a turn of movement than take an extra one, and then someone go, oh, filthy cheat. And then I went onto it, and Keith Robertson went, they've moved Damian. And you get that kind of instant feedback, but that's now gone. I can't sort of see that.
But I think it would be nice on the live streaming apparently if there's commentary, if someone was watching the game and kind of understood what was going on and could provide that. But yeah.
So we then, there was a bit of debrief time while they counted all the awards and all that.
And then the award ceremony.
James ran through his thank yous, other stuff that was there throughout the weekend that had been awesome. Middle Earth models,
which was Keith and
David, with their great Rivendell displays and
the barrels
up on. Lovely blokes doing really good stuff. Had some guys there doing a game called Mercenaries. Steamforge were there doing demos
and stuff. Generation Shift with the
bases. Generation Shift was there with his new bases. Other things as well. Oh, right then, White Scars did the painting competitions. Well done to them for that.
Andreas just constantly live streaming everything. Yeah,
and then these aren't really meant to be thank yous, but I suppose you should. But like Dan and Sam had been great TOs. Dan Entwistle, Sam Page.
And
Pete on front of house was great. And the other guy, I want to say Rick, who was there on the second day, possibly Rick. Sorry if it's not. James's mate, I think, who was helping him out. So there was definitely felt like there was more stuff. There, I think, this year. Got to the award ceremony.
Loads of awards.
Yeah, loads of awards. A big raffle. I won Dark Souls.
Great.
That was pretty awesome. That was cool.
Didn't win Boromir Sword.
No, a Gondor player won Boromir Sword there. That was pretty awesome. Then they did the faction categories, which is so like your 5 source books and Hobbit Evil and Hobbit Good. I won Fallen Realms. Boom.
And I won Hobbit Good.
Big tens.
Callum won
I narrowly,
as well
I picked
from
on
Palantir.
Nuge. Yeah, Callum
Another Wanderers win. He won, must have been Free People's. Yeah.
And so that was pretty cool. We got a little trophy for that. Mine's downstairs on that, sorry. And then they did the team championships. And the third place team was Team Shots.
Yeah.
Where I believe Anuj and Callum had led the charge, which is really good.
Great effort.
Callum's such a lovely bloke, and I think he'd said, I hope he's not doing this. I think he'd said he'd never finished in the top half of the tournament before. And I'm not sure if the standings there. I think he finished in the top 10.
Maybe 9th? No.
He wasn't 9th,
No. Maybe 7th.
Is he possibly?
Yeah.
Has he won his last game?
So he could have leapfrogged you with BJ's.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So a great shout from him, and he's had a great tournament as well.
Yeah.
And then it got to the big one. The one that I genuinely think we were the most, I don't know how you feel because you were in contention, but I think we were the most excited about it. And they said the second, and James really drew it out. And they said the second place team, Team Nuts.
Well done to Team Nuts.
Absolutely. Strong work, obviously.
Retaining their silver medal.
Yeah. Which meant, of course, we only went and won it. The Wanderers in the Wild.
So that was with second place for me, 8th
for
place
Callum,
9th for you,
for me,
and 13th for Jamie.
Yeah, I was going to say 12th.
12th for Jamie.
They were our 4 highest. And I don't know about us. And what you do is you add those rankings together. Yeah. So it was 2 plus 8 plus 9 plus 17.
And then the smallest wins.
And then the lowest total wins. I was personally very pleased this year because last year, it doesn't really matter, everyone's trying, but last year...
Then Callum, then Jamie, then
Adam, I think. So last year I didn't contribute, as it were, to the thing. But I
mean, you still everyone contributes.
Yeah, and you also, you might take other players out and you affect all that. But on a little personal level, I was like, yes. So I was really, really pleased to get 4 wins and 2 draws. And I don't know, I think we were just genuinely delighted. Yeah. There was proper hugs. I think we were a real team. I think there was a great team spirit amongst us, and we may or may not have changed the cover photo of our Facebook group to a golden hued one. Yeah, that was awesome. And we were really, really pleased to do that. So well done to our boys in the Wanderers.
So it was cool when David got the cloak for winning. Great.
Jay Clare was third.
Yeah, Jay Clare was third.
Jay Clare third. And you got your awesome trophy.
Yeah, it's so cool.
The new Middle Earth trophies. You haven't got it here.
No, but
it's going to be the new one that they're going to have at Nova and Throne of Skulls. It's incredible.
There's a blog. You can see the trophy on one of the Warhammer World blogs. It's cool. Check it out.
And you got one, man. That's it now. You got a Throne of Skulls. Yeah. And you got a few swords from Nova. Done all right.
Put my feet up and retire.
Yeah, absolutely. But David Reed with 7 wins out of 7.
Yeah,
I didn't have a chance to get 7. I played 6. Yeah. But it's hard to argue with 7 out of 7.
Yeah.
You win all your games, you should probably win the event.
Yeah.
So huge congrats to David Reed. Very well deserved. Very lovely bloke, and got his cloak and got his gold trophy. And I'm sure he's very pleased.
Yeah. That was it.
That was the end of proceedings. We were staying Sunday night.
Packed up Dale. Sent that away.
Sent that away with Lily.
Had another lovely meal.
Yeah, that was again really nice. I remember Ardacon last year finishing at stupid o'clock and driving back at about 11 o'clock. It was awful. Yeah. And instead of that, we had a really, really nice debrief. I think it finished at about 8.
Yeah.
I think we went and got dinner about 8 and just spent about 4 hours in the bar.
Canadians, Americans,
with chums
and some others.
And just chatting.
Should also say Evan Iverson, who's 13?
About that.
Came 4th.
He's got a little...
Glorious.
I don't want to say little boy, that seems unfair, but he is. He's a kid.
Relative to the rest of the players.
For America. He came over with his dad, Matt, and his mum.
Congrats.
I think they might have made it a little family holiday, I think. But we met them when we were at Nova. Lovely family. And he came 4th. Which is just incredible. Great result for him. Anyone else? Who else was up there then? 5th. Callum must have been up there.
Yeah, Callum. So we're missing
6. So it is. Oh God, I've gone. I feel like it's mere millimetres away somewhere. I don't know, maybe not.
Was Marcel at 5 on the field?
He wasn't top 10. Mick, did Mick? No, Mick didn't get... Because he got a loss. Sorry. Maybe a new caterpillar, did he?
No, he dropped down a little bit.
Yeah, because he was falling around.
Yeah.
But, big props to... I think Andreas came 15th with Smaug, and Tice ended up coming 25th with Smaug, which are good results. And I think Tice, he lost Lords of Battle to me, and he lost to the death.
The 2 Smaug scenarios.
And he won Recon, Domination, Heirlooms, and whatever the other one would be, whole ground.
Yeah.
Which is mad. Like, Lords of Battle was like, got
That's a given.
Yeah. So yeah, we had a lovely, lovely evening in the bar, chatting to people. Really, really chilled out. And I definitely felt that the schedule was just miles better this year. Absolutely miles better. Bed with Jamie and Jay. Or just Jay?
No, both of them.
Both of them this time.
Left to go to work.
We had a constantly rotating room.
Next with Christopher, Lily. Wait, no, Lily and Jamie, and then Jamie and Jay.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then we got up and had breakfast, saw a few people, and it had that morning after a wedding feeling, I think, where everyone, still a few people about. And then we headed home at about 10. It was brilliant.
Yeah, great weekend. Great tournament. I mean, it's not a hard thing for us to say best tournament of the year because we haven't really been to any, but was a glorious, glorious tournament.
It felt like, to me, like, I don't know what last year was meant to be like. I think last year was hugely ambitious by James and really, really impressive to get it off.
He was way too stressed himself. Yeah. It was the schedule, and then he was really done over by the hotel not letting him set up until late.
It felt genuinely like
almost
smoother. Everything had been dealt with this year. My only thing, he said, pointing a rude finger, my only thing would be to try and have a dinner break on the Saturday and Sunday.
Because we had to just get a hasty...
No, we had food on Saturday.
Yeah, it was McDonald's.
Sorry, I think the Friday and the Saturday. If there'd be like an hour break, if that could be worked in, that would be good. But if that's the worst thing about a 3-day event, I think you've done pretty well. So huge congrats to James for getting it up and running and the endeavour, and well done for listening.
Oh, and the big clock was good.
Yeah. James's massive clock. Which is really, really good.
And we really appreciate it.
Mickey, we didn't mention Mickey. Mickey running the spreadsheets behind us.
Work. All seamless. I guess we've not said anything because the spreadsheet all worked.
Did you pick up Bard's Kids?
No.
Bard's Kids were pre-released.
I will do. I was, yeah.
You
was in magazine
stands.
At the breaks, I was always in the magazine stands.
That was really early Saturday morning, though. I'm pretty sure you were asleep. No. I opened at about 9 a.m.
Maybe.
You, of course, were using Dave Frederick's custom models from G4. Did they get some nice comments as you were using them stuff? Yeah.
Well, people were always like, how have you got the kids? Oh, well.
I've got a guy called Dave. Yeah. I've got some pictures of him. And I've got some dirt. But yeah, it was awesome. It was absolutely brilliant. Really, really cracking weekend. I'm just very, very sentimental about the team. I think we're lovely, lovely friends, and we're excited. We're all excited about next year.
All that is gold does not glitter.
Yeah, you know what does glitter? A gold medal.
On that note of humility.
Absolutely. We would like, as we said, in our next episode, we'll be getting back to our normal ramblings.
Back on the train.
You know, none of this Lord of the Rings or SPG nonsense. But in the comments below, please let us know what you think of Ardacon, or what you thought of Ardacon, or the team championships. Or if you didn't go, will you be going next year? Or
and if you didn't go, how was the hearing about it on the live streaming and everything else?
Anything like that. Let us know what you think. In the comments below.
Oh, and everything we talked about on this show. Just to sneak that right in there.
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, you need to say it.
Everything we're about to say, everything we've just said is only our opinions and our own viewpoints and do not represent the views or opinions of GBHL podcast, the Great British Hockey League, or any other formal body or institution such as Ardacon,
Good.
or the McHugh or Manchester Piccadilly
Yeah.
Hotel.
Glad we got that in.
Yeah,
So
save that,
relax.
otherwise we would have got sued.
So relax.
Totally forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what else we forgot. We did say oh yes, didn't we?
Yeah.
Few.
Yeah. And on that note,
Yeah, that is it. We're back. We hope to see you before too long.
not next week potentially. It could be next week.
Who knows?
Who
It could be
knows?
in 6 months. We hope you've enjoyed this.
So
And
as ever,
as regularly happens
Yeah.
on this show, don't forget to
you say this, but
comment, like, share, and subscribe.
follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Support your Hobbit host by clicking the links below.
Support your hobby.
And happy
Strategy.
battle
Battle
game.
game. Yeah, something like that. We're on it.
You've been in the loo for 6 months.
Takes a long time to do anything in Old Thomish. I don't do anything unless it takes a very long time to do, or something.
I quite like that. It's we never do anything unless it's going to take a look. That's fine though. I mean, it's not fine anymore.
Yeah.
That would have been fine. I
Or
really
we
like-
carry on. Just blow
Crazy.
on. Just blow on. Good.
Where have you been?
On the loo.
On the loo?
On the loo.
You've been in the loo?
Yeah.
It's been 6 months.
6 months.
6 months. Yeah, February. I've been waiting here since February.
Seems about right.
What were you doing?
Well, takes a long time to do anything in Old Thomish. And when I do something, I only do it when it's worth doing. I need to raise
that. 6 months. It was February when you went.
Sounds about right.
Was it?
Yeah, well, it takes a long time to do anything in Old Thomish. And I didn't ever do anything unless it's worth taking a long time to.
I never do any sketch unless it's taken a long time to do. The loo?
Yeah.
It's been 6 months.
6?
6 months. Yeah, it was February. We were meant to be recording. You left.
Seems about right.
Does it?
Yeah, well, I never do anything. This is absolutely atrocious.
Do anything.
Just never do anything.
Never do anything.
Oh my god.
At least we got some solid
For
outfits.
reference, it's 20 to midnight.